out. How do I? Okay, I can just cancel out. Wonderful. All right, this is a nicer view, I'd like to think, but at the fucking expense of not being able to see shit on my screen. Or not. I can't see my paper at all. What the fuck? How do I make this better? Can I lift this up a little? There you go. That's better. That's much better. And you guys still get to see the paper, which is fine. I'm live streaming. Woohoo! Give me a moment while I set up here. Let me just spaz my hands out a little bit so you know I'm alive. Fucking always, every time, some sort of software update or something. But it's been a few days since I've drawn. Okay, I'm here. And wonderful, nobody else is here. Great. Okay, so it looks pretty good in terms of quality. Right, we all know my channel is not the fucking bastion of 4K HD streaming, so and for some reason I guess my my device can't even handle 1080p streaming, even though it has a 1080p camera. Anyways, whatever. Right now, what I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna teach something because I'm on the Broken Draw Discord, so I might as well teach that individual what they were asking, and which is essentially the progression for form manipulation that I was telling them, and then I'll go back to drawing crazy scooters, practicing that because it's really all I know, all I've been obsessed with right now during these live streams, at least. But yeah, draw along, draw along, please, and thank you. But let's see. First step is obviously the box, right? It's the box in multiple angles. Ah, shit. Yeah, it's the box in multiple angles. This is what we want to get down first and foremost, right? Multiple angles, multiple lengths, multiple girths, more than anything. Oh, for those who just joined, I'm essentially just explaining the progression for form, just for understanding forms, for learning forms, like in what order should you go in. Obviously, a lot of this is fucking shitty ass lines. A lot of this is derived from Artwad. In fact, it's all just completely ripped off from them, which is why I say to go subscribe to them and let them subscribe to me in terms of money affiliation. But yeah, I'm trying to make this nice and aesthetic, right? We'll see how that goes. But yeah, the first step is just to be able to draw boxes, right? And I will slowly draw boxes because I really only can slowly draw. I don't have the ability to draw fast as shit. That's why I say draw along. Please, for the love of God, never just watch my content. That would be painful. That'd be fucking extremely painful. Draw along. Do something fucking productive with your life rather than listening to me, for the love of God. But yeah, the first step is just you want to be able to draw boxes. And of course, you want to make sure your lines are absolute garbage like mine, because that's the only way you're actually going to be able to progress, right? So this is the first step of forms. You know, you want to understand forms? This is the first step. Extremely difficult, extremely difficult. This right here may look very simple, but it's not. It's very hard. It takes a lot of mental energy. You have to think about the horizon line, vanishing points, blah, 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 for who knows how many hours. For me, it took at least 50 hours to be able to really internalize this, but that's the first step, right? But there's another first step to this first step. Oh my God, what a fucking plot twist. Because it's not just about boxes. It's about, say it with me now, boxes and cylinders. The cylinders, they too exist, and they too are even more fucking annoying. Because you know why a cylinder is annoying? Because you literally have to put a damn ellipse in perspective inside the box. So it becomes something like this, right? This is another step that you must take, right? And this is all gonna actually tie in together. Teaching is actually really good. I should fucking teach more. Oh my God. But yeah, and I'm actually gonna draw them in the same, relatively the same perspectives as the above example to really put into perspective. No pun intended. Fucking shit joke. But to put into perspective exactly, you know, how it all works, right? But yeah, first step, if you want to draw representational art, is going to be boxes and cylinders, right? And don't get me wrong, this is very hard. It is incredibly pulsating, veiny, right? It's as hard as a hard thing can be. But that is the first step, right? You want to be able to do that. Essentially, you want to be able to do that. Fuck, God damn it, it's off balance. The plus is off balance. But that's the first step for understanding form, right? So let's write this down nice and clear so we understand. Okay, I need to make sure my fucking handwriting is good. Where do I even put this? I don't even know if I can space this out properly. This shit's gonna end up becoming bigger than necessary, much like something below my hip. Yeah, I can do that. Wonderful. I'm glad you can do that, right? So let me just put boxes plus cylinders, right? Boxes plus cylinders. And again, everything I'm about to show is what ARTWOD, ARTWOD, that's what their beginner roadmap is all about, right? And they have much more little things in there as well, right? In terms of the nuance and like understanding things better and all that shit, right? Like form carving and all that stuff. But this is the first step. The next step, in my opinion, maybe this isn't exactly how they teach it, but in my opinion, this is a huge step, which is taking these boxes and cylinders and really any shapes, cones, pyramids, whatever, right? And just turning them into clusters. So what do I mean by that? I mean this. You want to be able to do something relatively like this. God, there's so much fucking pressure now. I have to actually do good. I'm teaching. God damn it, I'm teaching. I can't be shit. But you have to be able to do something like this. You know, you should have the ability to visualize and to create, not perfectly, because it's not as if I'm visualizing this fucking amazingly, but I have a rough idea. Right? But you should be able to do something like this. And what is this exactly? You should be able to create box and cylinder clusters. Talk yourself into a corner, Biggie. Yeah, I know, right? Fucking, I'm like, I'm gonna teach everyone while I'm doing it. I'm like, oh god, it's a fucking horrible idea. Why are these idiots listening to me? Why am I listening to myself more than anything? But yeah, you see how now, yeah, good to see you too as well, Jeff. But you see how now this has an application. And this is actually the main lesson I've taken away from art. Literally everything is just a cluster of manipulated boxes and cylinders. Yeah, that's the way to put it. Everything is just a cluster of manipulated boxes and cylinders. You know? So this is a little bit of subtraction, of course, I'm doing, but generally you should be able to do something like this, where you can just add boxes and cylinders together, right? You can put them in the same perspective. You can do clusters, right? And it doesn't have to be attached like this. It can even be something like, okay, well, we'll have something like this. They just exist within the same space. It's just something that you want to be able to do, right? Because this is going to take this concept that you learned, boxes and cylinders that are originally when you start learning in isolation, and now it's going to give them context, right? It's going to give them context, which is the page, the space you are giving them, right? So that's really, really, really important, from what I understand, right? I have to fucking say from what I understand, because some dickhead's gonna be like, "Oh, you're wrong." I fucking know I'm wrong. God damn it, right? You think I know everything? I do. Like, subscribe, and give me money. But yeah, you want to be able to go from drawing boxes and cylinders in isolation to essentially drawing them together in whichever manner challenges you, right? This right here, this was very difficult for me, but that's why I did it. This is why I spammed a lot of these, because you know how hard it is to put a cylinder and think about the entire perspective, the plane here, and make sure it's all aligned. That's really difficult. That's extremely difficult, which is why this is a really important step, right? And what else? What else can we do here? You can do a lot of little things. I do think you know everything, by the way. Maybe. I might be God. We'll have to see. But see, even it's all about just kind of thinking about spacing as well, right? Because you have to think about where this plane ends. So it's like, okay, that's kind of going like that. We have to keep the entire perspective in mind. And the reason I really suggest going off on this is because it will challenge you to actually keep all the perspectives in mind and vanishing points and what is it, convergences, right? Because now, it's all getting smaller because I'm converging it, and it's forcing me to keep this perspective in mind, this perspective in mind. It's just forcing you to actually zoom out and take everything into consideration. This is not easy. I want to really, really, really reiterate. This is not easy whatsoever. This is extremely difficult. Look at this. Just connecting this line and slightly converging it is difficult. It's extremely difficult, right? And I'm not doing it super perfectly either, right? But this is basically roughly what you want to do. This is kind of what we're aiming for, is just drawing boxes and cylinders, thinking about the grid, but a little bit more intuitive at this point. But you just want, the main takeaway is just to be able to overall, within a given space, start being able to put items within that space, in this case boxes and cylinders, and make it seem believable, like they all share the same space. Like these are all technically, they look as if they're on the same ground plane, right? Even if I did something like, and again, because I know this is converging, I can think about a cylinder that's, we're not seeing the top of it as much, right? Oh, fuck, I fucked that up, but again, it's all starting to look like it's all in the same place. So this is a huge second step that I think goes underrepresented, which is clusters. Not just boxes and cylinders, whatever shapes you can draw, right? 3D shapes. I don't even do the pyramids and all that shit often, but obviously when I do get back to that point in my warm-up series, whatever, I will, right, in the clusters area. But, the point is, this is really important because it actually kind of teaches you interesting designs. I did this in like a super basic way, but you could easily, to create a design, put 3 cylinders here, 3 cylinders on the other side, maybe some cylinders on the bottom. Now you got some vehicle looking thing, right? It's all symmetry, these little things here and there. I'm not a genius in that aspect. There's so much about design I have no idea about, but you can already start trying to think in that sense, right? Which is also what's helped me. So let's just say boxes plus cylinders. That's the first step, right? The second step is, we're going to name it as perspective clusters. Or clusters in the same perspective. I don't fucking know. We'll just do perspective clusters. Clusters. All right. And now the next step, this is again something all ArtWad. Where the fuck did my cap go? It's right here. I'm retarded. This is something else that ArtWad teaches. Again, all of this is derived from ArtWad. So I do want to encourage you guys to actually go through their beginner program, because this is literally what I'm showing you is just from drilling their first, it was called the beginner basics course, and then now it's been replaced with a roadmap format. But everything I've been doing is purely just been from drilling the absolute fuck, especially this. I drilled this for 13 months in just more and more complicated ways. I have over 100 pages of this specifically before I even moved on to manipulating shapes. That was a mistake. I could have done that beforehand. So obviously, please don't do it to that level of excess, right? But again, like that's how obsessed I was to really just internalizing the grid. Now, even though I think this is shit, it's still pretty decent, right? So there you go. A little arrow for you infograph nerds out there. Honestly, it's just more for myself than anything, bro. I fucking hate it when it's disorganized. Hey, Viggy, you are my fan. The fuck? Heart? What? Yes, I am your fan. I am your fan, Mali. You are absolutely right. I think you meant you are my fan, but you ended up telling me that I am your fan. What the fuck, bro? You are retarded, and you should fix yourself. But I appreciate it. Thank you. So what is the next step? The next step, yes, is bending and twisting. There's a couple small ones, but this was, I'm just thinking in terms of the ArtWad method, right? So the next step is, fuck, man, gotta get the arrow. Yeah, I know, right? Confusion everywhere. But the next step is bending and twisting. No, you're my fan. Okay, bro, you've outwitted me. I am your fan. You're absolutely right. What the fuck, bro? What type of audience am I building? God damn it! I'm begging for money and they're telling me to give them money. What is this shit? But the next step is bending and twisting. So that just means you take a box and you go like this. Ooh, my god, I was bending and bending. I know this is an incredible explanation that I've just given you all. You must be wondering exactly how you do it. And now that's when I say like and subscribe and follow my content or something like that, right? But okay, YouTube Studio is just spamming the same comments over and over. Okay, well, let me actually haven't done bending and twisting in a while, but it's essentially you take the two planes of a box, like so. That had some aura. Not gonna lie, Mali, that had some aura. Yeah, this piece of shit, as they say, BTFO'd me. Right, so this is bending and twisting. So let's see. I always do some complicated twists just to fuck with myself because it's funny. Right, so we can do something like uh, yeah. I don't know if that's the best example. My lines are pretty off, but oil up, leave me alone. Jesus Christ, I'm just trying to draw. Mali, calm down, please. But yeah, the next step, okay, the next step is bending? Bending. Jesus Christ. Bending and twisting. Right, so that basically is just you take the two planes, you change them up a bit, the orientation, right? So, you know, something like this. That's what you want to get to, right? I would explain it a bit more, but watch my videos and subscribe to Art1 and give them money so they can be affiliated with me and give me money. No, it's honestly very simple. Fuck, man. I don't want to teach this. I'm trying to make this a nice format. Well, Mali, just come from a Diddy party? Possibly. Okay, yeah, so you want to be able to bend and twist boxes as well, right? This is a really big step because you're going from just drawing something stationary to drawing something that now has gesture, motion, flexibility, weight, right? That's kind of what bending and twisting teaches you. Same with cylinders, right? You want to be able to twist cylinders. So obviously you can do something simple like this, or it's just like, oh, it's twisted slightly, right? Or you could even go a bit more complex, like it's not perfect, but you get the idea. The whole point is, and again, it's the same. The whole what's it called? The whole idea behind bending and twisting. This is where Artwad Antonio they introduced the concept of the contour. What is the contour? The contour is the plane that we see. So in boxes and cylinders, we see this plane, right? This is the contour. It is replicated throughout the entire form, like so, right? Same thing here. It's replicated throughout the entire form. And again, there's convergence, so this one's getting a bit wider. Diddy's my fan too. Jesus Christ. I bet he is. Yes, I bet he is too, Jeff. But yeah, you have this contour. That is, this concept of the contour is where bending and twisting shines, right? Because now you are essentially not only changing the contour, you're moving the other plane away. So now you have something that's a little bit more bent. Same here, because it's coming down, right? We're following it, right? And then with the cylinder, it's actually, some might think it's more difficult, but I actually think it's relatively, I'm saying this from a perspective where it's been a year since I've really drilled this, right? I'm saying this from the perspective of someone whose spatial reasoning is much better. I understand that. So I'm going to rescind that comment and say, no, it is difficult. But it is, again, simple in essence, where it's just, you have, might as well just draw another bent. Fuck me. Keep dropping the goddamn cap. Might as well just draw another bent cylinder as an example, right? But you have, let's say, this is the plane, this is the contour, right? It's just a bunch of ellipses. So when you are turning it, what you're doing is you're thinking, and I guess I'll use the gray pen to highlight this point. Fuck, man, teaching is hard. I don't know how they even organize their materials when they do this shit. But, and by the way, please, in the comments, if anybody's listening, just let me know if this is relatively making sense or if you'd like me to explain something further. Because the better I teach, the better I learn, and the better you learn, right? So that's important too. But yeah, what contour does this have? This has this contour. But now that we're turning it, it's sort of like you're essentially turning the plane, right? And you have something like this, essentially. And like, let's say I want to turn it like so. I think this is how it should be done. If I'm mistaken, I'm mistaken. But it's like that. I fucked it up in terms of having it be actually aligned with those ellipses, but I hope like that. Can you explain perspective clusters again, please, Onegai Vigi-san? Yamete kudasai. Oh god, that was cringe to say. That shit's funny when I do it with my friends. I guess I have to put a gay ass voice on it. Yamete kudasai. There you go. That's better. Oh yeah, sure. Give me a second. Let me do it. Hope that made sense. Yeah, makes as much sense as it can. It's hard to describe, but the visuals help. Yeah, the thing is, I can only explain so much. Practicing it is the most important thing, right? Which is why I say the boxes and cylinders are important first. Because once you can intuitively draw this in any angle without thinking, doing something like just curving the cylinder and be like, oh, I just add the other ellipse becomes a lot more intuitive and easy to understand. But that's why it's a step by step process, right? If you start off here, you're gonna want to kill yourself because this is like, what the fuck is this? This is too much. Okay, perspective clusters for Mali. Perspective clusters is just taking the individual boxes and cylinders or cones, spheres, pyramids that you have drawn in multiple different perspectives, right, in isolation, and just putting them in the same space, whether it be through, just stacking them on top of each other or putting them around each other, right? And this one I did from a top perspective. Obviously, you can do it from a bottom perspective. And the thing is, you can get really creative with this. This is actually what, I made a mistake. This is actually what helped me understand form additions a lot better and subtractions a lot better, which is actually the next step. But let me know if that makes sense. It's really just, perspective clusters are just taking the shapes that you know how to make. Homie flexes watch there. Nice. I flexed my watch. What the fuck? I guess I'll flex again. Right. But yeah, perspective clusters is just taking the shapes you know how to draw, the 3D forms that you know how to draw in isolation, and then just putting them together, whether stacked on top, in rows, like any quote unquote creative way that you can think of around. It's literally just that, right? There's a million combinations. Everybody will have their own interpretation of it, but that's what it is, and that's really important. Okay, you get it now. Yeah, thank you, Vigi-chan. How the fuck do you say Kinishinai de Mali? Fuck, what the fuck? Kohai? I don't know, bro. I haven't got to practice my clusters. Yeah, they're really, really helpful. Even though I spammed this shit for 13 months straight, I don't regret it in the sense that it really, really helped me just adding things on top, and like just realizing that drawing anything realistic. Fuck you, bro. Leave me alone. But drawing anything realistic is just a combination of clusters. Right now, they're simple ones, like simple shapes. Okay, so let me label this because we've gotten to this. Right, perspective clusters. So let's label this 1. Oh, fuck me. I'm using the gray pen. God damn it. Oh, man, teaching is hard. How the fuck do people do this? It's pretty fun. Yeah. How do I delete that? You can't. It's permanent. I'm sorry. Everybody's seen your shame. 1, 2. Okay. And then 3. Bending and twisting, right? And twisting is more something that's done with boxes, but yes, shame indeed. Twisting is more so that's stuff that's done with boxes, but it's not too difficult to do with cylinders either. But for the sake of just moving on and trying to create this as like a lesson teaching experience, it's already been fucking 25 minutes, which is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually fun to teach. I'm superior. I'm a freak. I need to fucking ban you. That's what I need to do to you, Molly. I need to fucking ban your ass. Distracting me with your retarded ass comments. Anyways, what is the next step? Oh yeah, addition and subtraction. So the next step, and I actually have to think about this, is this. I wonder if anybody can tell what I'm doing. It's actually not that difficult, but this is the next step, right? That's mean. Thank you. I appreciate your well wishes. I want to add something else here. Addition and subtraction. What can I subtract? I guess we'll keep it simple for the time being, even though I kind of already did it there. Yeah, the next step is just this. Yes, next step is addition and subtraction. I'll do a few more examples, but again, I'm not going to be able to fully teach it because I'm obviously trying to keep the examples concise. This is more so just an overview on how you should expect your form manipulation, your form practice to go, right? Like the realistic expectations you can have in terms of advancing through form, right? This isn't this isn't the end all be all, I would like to say, in terms of your practice, but this is an incredible foundation for your practice. This is what Artwad teaches, right? This is draftsmanship. This is what draftsmanship is, you know? So yeah, this is form, addition, and subtraction. So I guess another example would be, and this is something I actually still struggle with, so my examples might not be the best, but let's see, we can do a cylinder subtracting from, okay, we can do something like this, right? I don't even know if this is right. I actually don't know if this is right. This might have to be ignored because it's actually very difficult. But this is good because I want you guys to be able to see that I fuck up as well, right? Like this is my whole channel is about fucking up and learning. Obviously, when I'm trying to teach, it's probably not ideal, but oh, it was supposed to be like this. Oh, I see now. Yeah, yeah, it was wrong. It was wrong. Would drawing a Lego brick be good practice for that? Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I'm gonna ignore this because obviously I didn't do a good example of that. But literally, this is just a subtraction as well, right? This is a box being subtracted from another box. Yeah, addition and subtraction. Who is he talking to? I'm talking to myself, dumbass. I'm teaching. What kind of stupid ass question is this? You don't want to see me when I'm angry. But okay, this was a fuck up on my end. Shit. Well, it's ink, so I can't really get rid of it, right? But let's just go through with it. Something like that. Not gonna lie, this is really helpful. No worries. This is wrong. Okay, but the idea, again, it's hard to visualize, and I'm kind of trying to do this fast so I can explain and teach while also like getting the point across. Yeah, it was that there's a cylinder that's being intersected. It's subtracting from the sphere, right? So it's basically going around the contour, but also following it. It's basically contour intersection. That's the whole point of, and the thing is, anything elliptical is extremely difficult, right? Extremely difficult. I can't even explain where the fuck is the cap. I can't explain how difficult it is. Okay. Things like anything, straight, angled, that's not so bad. But the reason I always do in my hard surface or my form, what the fuck am I saying? In my addition and subtraction, my form intersection practices, is the reason I always do anything with ellipses. You don't want to see me when I get angry. You legitimately made me spit my drink out. I'm glad, Jeff. I'm glad you fucking desecrated your floor with your phlegm and bodily fluids. But okay, again, I'm not the best. No, I will be confident. I may not be the best at teaching, but I'm going to do my best. But what I'm trying to say is in my form intersection practices, intersecting anything elliptical, spherical, right? Anything that's just sphere, cone, cylinder, I focus on that because doing that, yeah, I can draw boxes from any angle, but cylinders are kind of hard to do for me. Then you must spam the shit out of cylinders. Use your brain. Think extremely hard. Expend as much cognitive effort as possible to visualize this. Because this is what I do, right? This is what I did in the beginning. You have to visualize this. You focus on, you don't draw it down, but you visualize this, and then you draw this inside it while visualizing it. That's what you have to do, right? That is not the only way, but that's a pretty good way that worked for me, which is just spamming my brain, right? That's huge. It's huge. So it helps a lot. But yeah, anything elliptical is hard. I'm going to try again, obviously, because I want to actually make a good point. But, okay, let me think. What else is there? Yeah, cylinders are kind of hard to draw. Yes. So draw cylinders. Draw many more cylinders, right? Okay. If anybody in chat has a suggestion on what elliptical shape I can subtract or add onto another, please do give me a suggestion in the time that I think. If it's been too long, then because there's going to be a bit of a lag, whatever. It is what it is. Yo, Viggy, Corey Lee just joined. What's up? What's up, Corey? I'm just explaining how people should expect their form practice to go. Or not even how they should expect it to go, but how a realistic progression would look like, right? What the things you should focus on in order to progress your understanding of form. And obviously you start with boxes and cylinders, right? Which everybody hates, but they only hate it because it's difficult. So if you embody the mindset that everything is difficult, then you'll actually enjoy learning this, right? It's another thing I try to promote in my channel because we all know I'm a fucking self-help channel, right? the guru of self-improvement, they call me. But okay, nobody gave a response, so I'm just going to do this, I guess. Okay, well, cylinder with another cylinder. God, this is difficult. I haven't done this in a while. Okay, so let's do this. There you go. Also, don't know if you remember that we connected on LinkedIn the other day. I do. Don't worry. I'm still looking for jobs and shit. There's nothing really requiring a referral right now. I greatly, but you're fun employed now? LMAO? What is that? I don't know what that means. Fun employed? Does that mean you're unemployed for fun? What the fuck? You piece of shit taking advantage of the economy by not working? But, but no, whatever that means, good for you, man. I'm happy for you. But yeah, okay, so there you go. That's a cylinder subtracting from another cylinder. How, you might ask? Well, let's hope I can explain it. Fucking hell. But not for fun, not by choice. Oh shit, so you're just in the shitter like me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Okay, but it's something like this. What the fuck? You gotta. It's cutting through, right? And see this right there, like that. Did I explain it? Probably not. Now I have more time to grind art. That's exactly what I'm doing. Because what else can we do? Fuck, I don't think I explained this properly. I'm gonna do one more. Notice that you got a new pen. What's the reason for that? This is actually a pen. These are pens I've had for a very long time. I'm just using it for demonstrative and teaching purposes. I'm obviously losing my fucking mind here. We're trying to teach it properly. But one more time. One more, please. But okay. Let's try that again. You see, but this is a huge part. addition and subtraction. Grind art and cry in the shower. Gang, exactly. Well, I leak in the shower. I don't cry, but we all have our own way to describe our experiences. That was an intentional voice crack, but anyways, shit jokes aside, I hope this part is starting to make sense and that this is the really difficult part because this is here we get introduced to oh, impressive, you do both. Here you get introduced to actually thinking about the contour, right? And the fact that it exists and that you're slightly moving it here. Here, you now are blending contours together, essentially. Form blending, form intersections, many names. Antonio / Artwad, they refer to as form blending, but really the gist is just you're adding shapes and you're subtracting shapes based on the contours, right? Something like that. At the same time, I don't shower. Oh my god, I hate my fan base. This is fucking pieces of shit. But this is what I created. You are all only being yourselves to the extent that you can be because I have allowed essentially an outlet for this degeneracy. So 500 strong and it's already like this. Can you guys imagine 500,000? This is going to be the worst fan base in the world. I'm very excited. But yeah, I think I've demonstrated my point regarding form intersections, right? Hopefully. So we'll move on to the next thing, right? Okay. I'm glad to catch it early. Yeah, honestly. I mean, I don't know why. I'm still extremely overconfident that this channel is going to blow up at one point, but it's just about time, right? Anyways, form form intersections. Yeah, okay. I think that's a decent explanation. I know I didn't do an amazing job with cylindrical subtractions, but it's a fucking work in progress. Leave me alone. All right, leave me alone. I'm learning too. I've seen much worse content catch on. Will only take time. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, I know. Like, I honestly think this channel is gonna get huge, and then I will beg people for money, and it'll be incredible. I still do it, but I'll be able to do it to more people. Now, the next one is, I was gonna say form wrapping, but I think yeah, I think form wrapping, because Artwad teaches form carving, which is basically just another type of form intersection, which is like, I guess I'll just do it here on the side, but they'll be like, oh, well, you have an orthographic view of a cylinder, right? So they're like, okay, now turn that into this. Now, what does that look like in real life? And that would look something like this. Right? Fucked it up. But the point is, yeah, you take an orthographic view, you carve it, cylinder, box, whatever, and then you draw it. And and then you're like, okay, and then you use spatial reasoning and try to figure it out, right? So I'm actually doing the reason I'm even doing today's stream like this is literally because somebody on the Broken Draw Discord was asking about how they should approach their shapes. I'm like, you know what? I might as well teach it, right? I literally might as well just teach it because I have a stream, I have a platform. Bro, I'm literally just losing my mind trying to I'm just capping and uncapping pens because I'm distracted talking. Okay, cool. Yeah, for all my art skills, I apparently can't do a symmetrical arrow. Incredible. But let's see. Okay, now this is the next step to, again, fucking jerk your brain off with sandpaper because this is extremely difficult, right? Form wrapping, something I'm still working on, still struggling with, but it's essentially this. You have, at this point, you should just be able to visualize. I just joined his channel and saw your messages. Yeah, please don't dox me. That is what I look like. That's who I am. Fuck, I shouldn't have mentioned it. I'm trying to keep my shit all secret, but Corey knows who I am. Mali knows who I am. It's fucking over, bro. It's over. whatever. I'm still gonna do a face reveal at 100,000 or 500,000, way down the line. So don't tell anyone. Please don't share my information. Let's keep it on the hush hush DL. You know what I'm saying? Draw a sausage, or do you want me to draw specifically as like a sausage? The fuck? I'm so confused. Hold up, brother. I'm teaching. What the fuck? I'm not just gonna draw sausage. Fuck off with your requests. Yeah, let's keep it low key, team. Thank you. I appreciate it. A hot dog. I mean, sure, I'll draw a hot dog. Do you have a Discord channel, or would you? Well, that costs money, and I think it's very clear I'm unemployed as fuck right now. So down the line, when I can, I likely will. That's something I want to do, right? Build a community, all that stuff. But don't expect anything soon, bro. Oh, a job hunt is painful. Canada is fucking death, but could be good for form wrapping. I mean, technically, form wrapping is just this, right? I mean, if I use your sausage analogy, it's a cylinder, and then I would just be doing this. Wait, what the fuck is going on here? Oh, yes. Ta-da! This is obviously kind of difficult, but yeah, that's basically form wrapping in a nutshell. Is you just have the cylinder. Maybe I fucked it up at the end here. Maybe it's not as legible, but form wrapping really is just you take a shape. I should honestly explain better, but I guess I'm also learning how to teach. Too many learnings. Are you active in Broken Draw's channel? Do you know if people study draw together there? I have seen a lot of activity. It's actually, funny enough, more active than fucking Artwad's channel when it comes to conversations and people talking and shit. So what I was trying to do here is showcase. So yeah, I would say join it. Right, I'm already shilling my channel there because I've talked to Tyrion on Instagram, and he's like, "Yeah, do it. I don't give a fuck." Right, this is the thing. This is why I don't censor myself when it comes to my personality on the internet. So when I ask for extremely shameless things like this, they're like, "That's just Viggy. Go ahead. You're such a classic Viggy move." When in reality, I'm just a piece of shit, and they think it's a bit. No, that's just who I am. But yeah, form wrapping is you have the shape, right, and you're just following along its contour. It could be anything. You could do something like this, right, and then you go around like so, and then you're coming around here, right? And I guess this is going like that. It's just about being aware of the contours, if that makes sense, right? But it's basically you're now training your freedom in understanding this thing, right? Because that comes there, and then we can just have something like this going to that end, right? And that's what you're doing. You're literally just training yourself to be able to draw around a form, right? Without being stuck to just doing those cylindrical or straight or angles. This is something much more organic, right? So even with this, on a sphere, perfect circle, sphere, whatever, right? What you're really doing is, okay, first you're determining which way it's turning, but then after that, you're just thinking, okay, well, why don't I just do something like this? But then who says I'm limited to just the ellipse, right? Because then you're realizing, oh, well, I could do something like that as well, because you're going along this contour as well, right? Because it's one way and then the other way, so you're just going along that, you're turning a little bit, and you're saying, oh, fuck it. Well, that's a bit too much of a sharp angle. You're saying, oh, fuck it, I just want to like kind of turn around here. This is such a shit explanation. I just want to follow the form around here, because technically that does happen. Right, and then you can just create your forms, Wow. Step one, draw the ellipse. Step two, fucking everything else. Incredible explanation, Viggy. I'm so proud of you. Thank you, Viggy. You're welcome, Viggy. But yeah, hopefully this. Maybe if I can illustrate it a bit better, like so, right? Something like that. I don't fucking know. I give up. But that's oh god. Oh fuck, my pen fell all the way to the goddamn floor. It's in the corner. It's in the corner. Oh, and I'm fucking up my setup too. Wonderful. This is the production quality that we all wanted. Anyways, let me do a couple more. Right. Form wrapping I should explain a bit better, to be honest, because this is the next level. Should have stuck with the hot dog. Fuck you. I exist to only make myself what, uncomfortable? Something like that, right? Hot dogs are too simple, bro. I've evolved beyond the hot dog. Form wrap a bun around a hot dog, bro. Why is everybody obsessed with fucking hot dogs? Okay, fine. I'll do the. Hold up. Let me do this example, and then I'll do the hot dog. Jesus Christ. Well, I mean that is actually a really good example, to be honest. There you go, Corey. Fuck you guys. Everybody influencing me. I'm the influencer. Fuck you. I don't get influenced. But again, you're just following the form, the contour, right? And you're just wrapping shit to make it look interesting. Oh, look, now it's going back here around, and it's going back there around. It's like, well, there you go. See? You have something wrapping around. Form wrap. It's basically what it is you're just drawing contour lines that should make sense in essence, and then just following the shape's contour. Incredible explanation, I know. But that's basically it. This shit hurts my head. And when I'm not doing, sorry, dumb when I say it. Corey says it, and now it's a good idea. Sure, dumb when I say it. That's because you just, what the fuck did you say? You just said draw hot dog, and I was like, okay. And then you just said could be good for form wrapping. Do you think I'm smart enough for this shit? You think I'm fucking smart enough to decipher your genius prose, Mr. Hiya Buddy 7, aka Jeff? That's right. I'm doxing you. If everybody knows what I look like, everybody's gonna know your name as well. Okay, so we have a hot dog. So you literally just, it's just this. This is what you wanted? Something like that, right? My name Jeff. Yes, I thought I'm sure he's very happy with that reference. I thought you could figure out the bun on a bun situation. No, I'm retarded. How many times have you guys have seen my content? You know, I struggle with literally drawing lines without spazzing out. But hot dog on a bun. But yeah, there you go. There's your bun situation, roughly, right? It technically, yeah, it's wrapping around the form. Woohoo! I guess. There you go. Something like that. Ta-da! Something's missing here, but I don't know what. Probably something like this. Have you ever seen Community? I have not. No. My friends have. My friends watched it back in high school, and they were going on and on and on about it, but I never. Ketchup? Sure. Here's a little jizz stain. In fact, here's two because I really like it. There you go. Are you going to save this live stream? Yes. All my live streams are saved and put in the live streams playlist. It comes as an upload as well. So don't worry. I'm going to public it as soon as I can. Sometimes it says it's still processing, but that just might be to HD. But yeah, it will be available as soon as this is over. And it'll be over in about 10 minutes-ish. Maybe a bit longer, right? We'll see. I usually end up doing live streams for over an hour because I lose track because I'm talking to you guys and I'm trying to teach and all that stuff. But yeah, form wrapping is difficult, but it's not super insanely difficult. But again, this is the level I'm on right now. That doesn't mean I don't do any of these. I'm gonna go on a binge of like the beginner roadmap at ArtWad, and like really hone all these things again. But this is where I am, like the 4 and 5. That's where I'm struggling. These are all pretty intuitive at this point, but this is the next level of spatial reasoning, right? So that's the next level that we should all aspire to do. You know. And I have an episode out of this if you'd like. Watch the warm up videos. That's where it comes from. I'm gonna go eat. Thanks for this, lil bro. I'm probably older than you, you piece of shit. It's really helpful for someone like me. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you learned. I'm trying to teach. This is my first attempt at trying to teach, anyways. So I'm glad it was helpful to you. Don't ever call me lil bro again. I'm banning you from my channel. Have fun. Enjoy your food. I'm down for you to stream more. So I draw with something in the background. Yeah, I mean, I only stream on Mondays. Mondays? Why did I say Mondays like that? I only stream on Mondays. And apart from that, you have my videos. That's why I'd say, like, my videos are literally this, but probably better because the quality is better. I'll say that much. So I would highly suggest you use my videos as well, primarily because I need the retention. Keep me on in the background. Thank you. But it doesn't make the most amount of sense. But this is like another example. This is the type of form wrapping that I'm trying to get to, because it's essentially, imagine being able to create a wireframe like this, but for a cylinder, box, cone, and so on, right? But genuinely perfect wireframe. That is the level. That's my first step. Once I can get to that, you can do so much, because you can just start. If you see the contours at all times, you can just start playing around with it. So this is actually where I'm trying to get to. All right, an example I can give. Yeah, show Oldie Locks some respect. Who the fuck is Matt? This man has been silently lurking on this stream the entire time, and he just shows up to. Honestly, what a fucking double-handed insult, or what is it, backhanded compliment? But I can't message to your video. You can leave a comment, which I'll ignore and then get back to in probably about 2 weeks, like I have been doing. Sorry, bro. I am focusing on the videos more than streaming, but Mondays are my streaming days, right? Yeah, thanks for the respect and disrespect, I guess, Matt, you piece of shit. But yeah, form wrapping is fun. It's difficult, but it's very fun. And actually, you don't even need to create these lines like I did right now, because you're literally wrapping around the form, right? So even something like, and again, my lines need work, obviously, but I'm actually curious how old everybody is, because I'm 27 now, and I'll be 28 in like 4 months. So, like, what's my user base looking like? YouTube does say most of you are in your mid to late 20s or early 30s, so it makes sense that's my demographic, because that's like my sense of humor and the way I talk. But yeah, this is all form wrapping. I would like some feedback if this made sense to a degree, right? Obviously, this is something I'm actually still learning, so I'm not going to be able to do it in a very proficient manner. Same with this one, but it's, yeah, this is essentially like the 5 levels of understanding form according to Artwad, and from what I can tell, a pretty fucking good system, right, in place. And these are the basics you should never let go of. These are the form basics you should always have in your repertoire and always be honing over the days, weeks, months, years, right? And the frequency will probably diminish or change depending on your practice, but the point is you never want to lose your basics, right? Basics, all the basics. But yeah, number 5 is form wrapping. There you go. It's a bit off center, but it is what it is. But yes, did this make sense? Audience, please let me know overall if this makes sense. Because if it doesn't make sense, then leave a complaint to Artwad, because this is essentially the way they teach it. Apart from perspective clusters, that's part of their boxes and cylinders thing. But I think this is important enough to put as like, okay, focus on this as well next. But please let me know. While you let me know, I guess I'll just, I don't know, draw something, right? Fucking, I don't know what the fuck to draw anymore. I didn't know this would be a teaching live stream, but I guess it is. But maybe I'll just leave it as it is. Is there another step? Actually, I guess I can just do like and this results in blah blah blah, right? Like that. This will result in you being able to do something decent, because fucking none of you are responding in chat. Lying pieces of shit. Lying. Oh, I want to be able to comment more. Bullshit. You're bullshitting me. I ask for feedback and I get absolute silence. Sad. Never trust your community, especially when they request that you watch Community. What a joke. Anyways, okay. I'm actually surprised. I have my viewership is much higher. What the fuck is going on? Is it just because I'm teaching? You guys are probably bored of watching the same bike shit over and over. But so all of this results in something like this, where you can do like, I don't know, that's just bullshit. Something like this. I didn't hear the question, apparently. Oh, I just said if this made sense, like the structure and the way I was teaching it made sense, because, you know, it's important to make sense. My lines really aren't connecting today. It's not reflective of my ability. It's reflective of the fact that you're all making me nervous. Fuck you people. But what is it? Boxes and cylinders. Oh, I guess we could do something like this. Right? And we could have something like that. All right, I'm just trying to fucking prove my point, hopefully, that even with my shit level of skill, you can still create something decent. Oh yeah, it does make sense, and I'm a stoner, so if it makes sense to me, you should be good. Wonderful. We are stoner approved, everybody. Some good shit. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm just trying to essentially make shit up to show to everybody who stuck around on the stream that even on a bad art day like this, cope, if you apply these fundamentals, you can still draw something decent. Ta-da! It doesn't make any sense, and I'm fucking making it worse, because that's how we do. Okay, okay, what the fuck? This is, no, I don't even know. Bending and twisting. Oh, okay, easy. That's easy. Yeah, see? You can do something like that. And then I guess again, it's not about it being perfect, right? But you're just trying to understand these concepts, apply them, and then they have some level of believability, right? What is this? Nobody knows. But as I keep going, I'm literally just applying all these things I've told you about, right? Even we can do form wrapping right now. We can do something like, and it can be something like this, right? And then on that, we can literally just add little tiny cylinders in perspective. Does this make sense? Not really, in the sense that like it's not really a cohesive design or anything. But what it is it's these concepts being applied, right? So that's all that matters in the beginning, you know? Just are you applying these concepts well enough, right? This looks jumbled, sure, sure, it 100% looks jumbled, but now because you have a base for something, you can literally just fuck around and find out, as they say. But yeah, see? And look, we want symmetry. Okay, we'll just do it again here. That's coming in there. We'll just do something like this. I love how Matt just dropped a nuke and left. Yeah, what the fucking piece of shit. honestly, right? But and then we can even do some stuff like this, right? None of this needs to mean anything per se, but now we now we understand the rules of perspective. Evidently fucking not, because I just made that stupid ass mistake. But the best part is you can literally just pretend like it's supposed to be there by doing that. Look at that. Oh, that's part of it. That's part of it. They both have these lines that randomly are there, right? But yeah, I hope this is also showcasing how you can just start making shit once you understand form, right? Form indications, all that stuff. And again, I'm not some genius or anything. I'm just someone who just spammed and drilled the fuck out of this, right? And what else is there? There's additions and subtractions. I guess I could do some more additions and subtractions. Maybe we could do something like uh see, and now we're getting the perspective back, even though this is technically not the same perspective, right? And then we can do a little subtraction right there. Ta-da! Now maybe that doesn't look amazing, right? But you know what we can do to make it look less shit? There you go. Add another subtraction inside of it. Now it looks relatively hard surfacey, right? And this is obviously not the most accurate perspective, but here we can practice some form wrapping as well, because we can just do something like this. And I've heard asymmetry is good when it comes to art, so it doesn't hurt to do that either, right? That's something. That looks like something, right? The point I'm trying to make is just you can definitely do a lot with a limited knowledge, but a strong application. I don't have much knowledge of hard surface things, but I have a strong application of the fundamentals. So now this looks more or less like a hard surface thing, right? Add some lines here, do some random shit like form indications, right? Maybe black out this area because it's not necessary, I guess, for the eye to see it. And by the way, I'm doing all of this without really thinking much at all. Like this is I'd say the worst representation of my understanding of form, because it's all intuitive. I'm not really thinking, right? But you see how I can create something like this without thinking at this point? That is I think that's something admirable to strive for, right? You shouldn't think of that as a what the fuck am I even trying to say? My voice is cracking so much. You shouldn't think of not thinking at these points as a negative. I don't know what I'm saying. The point is, I spammed all this so I can do something like this without thinking. Haha, that's called art. Oh no, it's called talent, and you have none of it, right? Isn't that what everybody wants you to believe? I don't believe in that. I believe in you, so give me money. But yeah, something like this, right? And then maybe it could even be somewhat robotic in a sense, right? I agree. The ability to flow is cool, and takes a lot of practice. Exactly, exactly. Like this is flow state technically because I'm not really thinking, I'm just dicking around. But I personally don't really like flow state in the sense that you guys probably all know this, those of you who watch my channel, but I do like to be constantly thinking. Like I genuinely do like to actually put some effort into practicing, you know? So, and it's difficult when I'm teaching and all that stuff, right? And again, don't forget, none of what I'm doing right here makes sense. It's all fucking muddied and shit, right? It just doesn't make sense. But it looks like something that is three-dimensional, and that's why you learn form, because you cannot represent life without making something that looks three-dimensional. Jesus, my lines are so thick right now. I need to work on that. See, that's a subtraction. We'll do some more. There you go. Okay, I want to put it behind the foot. So something like that. Right. And then we can do another subtraction right there. There you go. Ta-da! A really random mech looking thing, but where in which I wasn't thinking, but due to my stronger fundamentals of these 5 steps of form, in which of these 2 I still struggle with, I am now able to create something like this, right? So that is something that I hope illustrates the importance of form and the fundamentals. Because you cannot outrun shitty basics. You just can't. I actually did these wrong. But it can be fixed just like that. And this is why line quality is so important, because my lines are really bad. And I guess we can do something like this, right? Just to make it look like it's attached a bit better. Something like that. But yeah, that's basically it. Please let me know, everyone. I mean, Jeff let me know. So there you go. That is the fundamentals of form, right? As Artwad/Antonio explains it, please check out their beginner roadmap and all their beginner courses, because that shit's gonna boost your art. All the skill that you see here's, you know, I put the work in, but the format and the way in which it was taught is purely attributed to them. Okay, it's like it's all Artwad. So when you sign up, let them know that I'm the reason that you learned about them, and to give me affiliation. That's the most important thing. I don't care about their opinion of me. I just want affiliation. But yeah, you see how you can just create something relatively interesting just by doing this, even though none of this makes sense. Lines are shit, blah blah blah. They go literally so many things are shit, but purely because I have an understanding of form, it's okay. You know, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Fucking voice just gets. It's not so bad. Yeah, all because I have an understanding of form, and maybe we can even do something like. Oh wait, shit! I think I fucked up. Nope. We can still do this. There you go. Ta-da! Right. And now another whole part about art, which I am still struggling with, is just essentially where to leave the white spaces and where to make things work. Right. So maybe some rendering here will make a difference. Because there are obviously rules around every part about art, which I don't understand clearly. But yeah, maybe this will just, these little things will make a difference. There you go. something like that. Ta-da! You are now an artiste. Woohoo! But there you go. That is the importance of form and understanding manipulating form and understanding what's it called, like what is it, manipulating, adding, subtracting, right? Think about form and just things in 3D, right? It's all because of this. But there you go. Actually, fuck this one up. There you go. That's better. But oh fuck, my iPad's about to run out of battery. But for those of you listening and or watching, I think fucking bro, just charge the goddamn thing. Hold up. Oh god, I'm actually disabled. Okay. But yeah, that's it. I hope this made sense, and I hope you were actually able to see an application of this as well, right? So there you go. All right, just focus on form. Obviously, have fun with it. Understand it's extremely difficult. Like this is really, really, really hard. All right. So your sole duty, is just to think really, really, really hard. That's it. It's all you have to do. As long as you're just thinking as hard as you can and you're doing your best, you have done everything you need to in order to A, practice art, B, have fun, and C, enjoy, learn form, right? So yeah, I think that's all. See, we can just add little things there to make it look more mechanical, whatever. Again, none of this makes sense. This thing doesn't even have an eye, but it's okay, right? It's just random shit. None of it really has to make sense, you know? But now, look, something mechanical was created. And it's not just about being mechanical. Obviously, this is more organic stuff, right? But I'm focusing on mechanical, so I'm trying to show an example that you learn this, you can do this without really thinking, and it's pretty chill. And this is like literally ass, in my opinion, right? Because I wasn't really trying or thinking. And that's not to gloat, even though I am better than you, but it's not to gloat. It's it's just to showcase the effectiveness of practicing the basics, so that even when you're not really thinking or trying or putting in as much effort as you possibly should be, you can still create something pretty decent, right? Because it's believable. And I think that's it. I want to add one more thing to maybe. There you go, maybe something like that. And of course, art's all experimentation, so do not be afraid to fuck up a lot. Like literally, to fuck up consistently and often, right? If you're not fucking up, you're not learning. Oh, I forgot to do the cutout here that I did here. Shit. But okay, I'm done. I gotta eat. Yeah, it's been an hour and 12 minutes. So I hope this was helpful. I will be sending it in the Broken Draw Discord as well, for that person who was asking. Right? Once this is I just wish the video could focus properly, but I guess the quality, it looks worse on my phone than it does in the stream. That's weird. But whatever. Nice vid, dude. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. But yeah, hope this was helpful. Hope this laid out exactly how I think about form, which is backed up by ArtWad and what they teach, right? This is the way I've been thinking about it. These two specifically, I have a lot of work to do on. Everything has a lot of work to do on. But the thing is, this one, it's a lot easier now. And again, like no matter which of these you're doing, once you're able to do all of these decently, whichever one you do focus, let's say you only focus on this, you're actually still technically going to improve this and this, just because you are improving your spatial reasoning. That doesn't mean you shouldn't practice these, but know that as long as you're continuing to practice and focus on your spatial reasoning, right? I haven't done this in a few weeks. I haven't done this in like a couple months. I haven't done this in a couple months. I don't do this anymore at all, or like often, really. And this is just for demonstrative purposes. But even so, half-assedly trying to explain with my line quality being shit and coming up with a million excuses, it's still not bad. And I was able to create something like this in the end, right? So it's all just about intent, practice, and swag. Oh, shit. Kids don't even say swag these days. I don't know. I have no other words for it. Fuck you. No, wait. I have to finish it properly. You can't just get angry. Anyways, as always, fuck you for watching. Oh, wait, no. Like and subscribe, too. Fuck, there's so many things to beg for. Yes, like and subscribe, all that shit. Anyways, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please give me money. Thank you. And now I'm just gonna take this off. Fuck me, as I always do, and just goodbye.